we're all watching screens a lot more. But what is all of this screen time doing to our brains? And could the impacts be long-lasting, especially for kids?
Starting in 2012, I started getting more kids coming to my office in the nurse's office per week having panic attacks than I used to get per school year. Smartphones became mainstream in 2012.
Yeah.
And from that point on, this problem has just escalated and worsened.
Well, they become addicted to other things. And so that's now kind of the frightening data to support what we've wondered all along, which is, yes, in fact, there is an actual neurological reason why looking at those kinds of videos is just so addicting.
Why people fall off the wagon so often is because their mind is full of shit. There's no room in that mind for discipline. There's no room for consistency. They may do it once or twice, but then the mind takes over and that cluttered garage comes in. And then it's like a circuit breaker, man. The circuit breaker just overloads and it sparks.
You're currently working at about 40% of your potential. We need to raise that more towards 80, 90, and 100. If you could do that and sustain that for the rest of the year, what position do you honestly think that you would be in? How much capital do you genuinely believe you would be trading come the end of 2024 if you could be at that peak potential? Monk Mode Month. Should you do it? What is it? And what are the benefits going to be in your trading and life in general? What I aim to do in this video is share with you the results that we had from last time so you can see exactly how you can benefit moving forward this year. So I just finished up a YouTube video for Monk Mode Month. And you remember last time. So essentially what my goal is I want to get people involved that weren't able to get involved last time. Now, of course, the internal community, we're ready for it. You know what happened last time, 2023, February. Those 28 days were just absolutely exceptional. We saw so much growth at every level. I want to make sure that for those that are maybe not in a position to be able to get involved in that, in the free Falcon Discord, we can build some form of a template just to help them do that so they can build that momentum. 2024 is a special year and we have to be abundant in that thinking. I think this is going to be super useful. Honestly, I cannot wait. So you're probably wondering, what is monk mode? Let me explain to you the history. There is an old Japanese ritual called the misogi. Now, this has been going around for thousands of years, so this is something very old, very traditional. They would do something extremely difficult, extremely hard, and essentially what that would do is that you would have this long-lasting impact for the rest of the year. So you would essentially challenge yourself to do something extremely hard, and for the rest of the year, you would have that long-lasting impact that would push you for the rest of the year. Now, if you just look at it from a concept point of view, it makes a lot of sense. You push yourself, now you've essentially raised the threshold of your output, because most people, they're working at about 40%. David Goggins, he talks about this a lot in his book and in his overall message, that we think that we're working hard, but in actuality, you're pushing yourself probably 40 or 50%. Now what this does, the misogi, is it helps you raise your benchmark as to what your output would be. That is the concept of what monk mode is, but it's on steroids. Because what we're gonna do is not just do it for one day, we do it for a whole month, which is why we call it monk mode month. So let's rewind it back and what happened last time. So in 2023, February, for 28 days, myself, the team, the community, we all agreed we're gonna participate in Monk Mode Month. We saw a tremendous impact in results, not just after, literally while it was happening. And what was really interesting is that a lot of the things that we set out, these tasks that we list, that we all do, non-negotiable, we get it done, it was this collective effort. We were seeing results happen 5, 6, 7 days in, and we were also seeing people find it really difficult that thought it would be easy. Because when I listed it out, many people gave me feedback and said, Mark, look, I do 80, 90% of this already, this is gonna be a breeze. So okay, we'll see how that goes. Not that I doubted them, but there was a few things on there that when you have to do it every single day at this time and the way that we say that you need to do it, you will find a point of friction. But because you know other people all around the world are doing it, you don't want to let them down. So we saw people find it difficult, which is good, because the whole point is it to challenge you. And then we saw such a long-lasting impact. Most amount of people that we ever had at that point funded. Most amount of people that had seen a big breakthrough in their results, that were struggling to become profitable. So all these things conveniently just happened in that month. It's not a coincidence. It's because when you channel an extra level of focus, when you push yourself to that level, the universe has a clever way of moving out of your way, and you conveniently find the breakthrough that you needed to get to the next level of your life or your trading. So we saw that and so much more. And I can give you a recap of this. Was the benefit, did the long-lasting effect actually take place? 100%. We've done the Wealth Creation Mastermind at late November in 2023. We had the most amount of people that we've ever had funded, the most amount of capital allocation ever. What a coincidence. I can literally take it back. Those 28 days had such a long-lasting impact. We need to do it again. I want to give you some good news. Later in this episode, I'm actually going to give you something that you're going to be able to participate with us with the Monk Mode Month, and you can see the same level of impact in your results, regardless of how you trade, how you look at the markets, and life in general. But before I get to that, let me explain to you my top 3 things, or 3 of the really main things that I personally found a huge benefit in Monk Mode Month last time, just to give you an idea. So number 1, breath work. Why is it impactful and how did it help? Most people don't know how to breathe. They're not breathing from the right area. Now remember, what is your goal as a trader? Your goal as a trader is to be calm under pressure. Now, when you start diving into breath work and you really understand it, you will see such a big difference into just how calm you feel, just your level of focus. So when you're in front of the charts, you're not impulsive, anxious, thinking about, right, should I get involved in this trade? It's not about, right, you do a bit of breath work, you become consistent. It's just one element of it that helps with a competent mind. So that's number 1, breath work. Let's take a look at number 2. Number 2 was actually an ice plunge. Now, the ice plunge is not always your whole body. This was a face one. So what you'd essentially do, people are probably thinking right now, I don't want to be doing that. Just try it. It's really simple. It's all about consistency, something that you're going to be able to do. It's easy to say, right, I'm going to do a whole ice plunge every single day, but you just won't stick to it. So what can you do to get most of the benefit anyway? You essentially fill up a bowl of water, you put ice cubes in there, and then you hold your face under for 10-second intervals. Do it 3 times. You will feel a rush, you will feel so awake, and you'll feel a level of energy that you've never experienced before. So you do that part first thing. So that and breath work has been absolutely huge. Now let's take a look at number 3. Number 3 is a simple one, but you might think, well, I already do this anyway. Reading, but 10 pages a day. How many of you read when you feel like reading? And you probably say, yeah, do you know what? I have read that book and I'm an active reader, but I don't read every day. The whole point of this is that it's so easy to do it, so easy not to do it. That's the part of this discipline, that you said you're gonna read 10 pages a day at this period of time, so do it. Well, what will happen is life will get in the way, you won't be organized, you won't be prioritized, and you'll just think, well, it's not too much of a consequence. You know, if I read later, it's fine. That's the whole point. You carry that mentality. How you do one thing is how you do everything. So if you said you're gonna read 10 pages a day at this time, then you do it. But can you do it for 28 days or 29 days in this Monk Mode Month? It's a leap year, so you have an extra day. What a reason for you to accomplish your goals. You've been gifted with another day. But the whole point is the discipline of doing it. So you might go, I can do the breath work, I can do the ice face plunge, I can do the 10 pages a day, easy. Well, you might find it easy 3-4 days in. Let's see if you do that for 29 days and see the impact. And that's just 3 things out of it in Monk Mode Month as a whole. There's way more. So as I mentioned in the video earlier, I really want you to participate with us because the impact that you will see in your results, I promise you, I've already seen it in 2023. We want you to get involved, and it's 100% free for you to get involved with us. So all I ask of you is to actually sign up to the TMB, the market brief. You might already be signed up, so you're absolutely covered. If you haven't, the market brief is our free newsletter. So you just put your details in, you'll get the template there, and you'll be in the loop. So not only will you have the template to participate with Monk Mode with us, you'll also have access to the TMB, which is giving you those insights as to how we trade, how we look at the markets. So you'll always be in the loop of all of it. I cannot wait to see the impact this makes in your life. Do not underestimate the intentionality by how we've designed Monk Mode Month. We've already seen a tremendous amount of results. We're taking it up a notch this time. 2024 is a very special year, and I feel it's my obligation and my duty in the space to be able to give the right information out there. And I would be doing you a disservice if I didn't say how important this was to you. And it's not strategy dependent. It's not your belief about the market, whether you incorporate fundamentals. This is literally all of the things outside of trading that are going to correlate to you being a peak performer. And if you can perform at your peak, think about how much more money you would make for the rest of the year. Think about how much more funding you could acquire to your account if you was the peak version of yourself. Bosh.
What do you think people are going to struggle with the most during Monk Mode?
The eating part. the fact that you can't eat for 28 days.
What about water?
How much water? Just replace it with Red Bull. 29, because it's 29 days, so you're out 29 calories a day. Can you do it?
How much is a day?
A day is 40 calories, so half a day. Half a day a day. Yeah, that's the extreme. So we have a standard version of Monk Mode Month, and we have our extreme version. Like the extreme version is, sleeping outside, all kinds of crazy stuff. It's up to you. Like, disclaimer, I'm not going to take responsibility for that. If you eat half a day a day, that's up to you.